Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Broken Earth. I am your host, Warren. These are my wonderful players. Not so much, but sometimes they're pretty cool. We are going to start this off, as we always do. Josh looking at me, as we always do, with the Dice of Destiny to see who to see who's going to tell us what happened last session. And that is number 2 on my screen, and that is Mykel.
You know, I've gotten pretty lucky so far. This is the first time I've ever gotten the Dice of Destiny roll.
Yes.
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
Yeah. Yes, it does. So, last... What the fuck?
What happened?
Hello, is anyone home?
Hello?
I don't remember. Somebody sparked my memory. Where did the session start? I should be able to take it from there. But I'm getting...
It started at the cave right after you guys killed the big dude when you pulled the
Okay, yeah, that's
what
I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that was last session or the one before that. But okay, so we get done killing everybody, and we rescue our respective counterparts, assess damages, heal wounds as best as our ability, radio back to the caravan, and have them come meet us at the mouth of the cave. Everybody gets taken care of. I got my Kylie back. Everybody was okay. At least all of the ones that were important to us were okay.
Yeah,
for the
guess
most
fuck
part.
the other people.
Yeah, because it's collateral, man. Happens. This is war we're talking about here.
I don't know if you would define getting your ear cut off and having someone else being force-fed your ear okay, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey, I mean, sometimes that happens.
Sometimes
Maybe
you
it's once a year. Sometimes that's your Tuesday. You never know.
eating a little bit of an ear is builds character. But yeah, continue.
Exactly. Helps
So
to
we
build
did
a
all
better
that.
palate.
All that happened. What else? Kylie got a new gun.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to cuddle that night. And we had the war meeting, right? With the chief and all the uppity up peoples, and we told them what the fuck was up, and they told us, all right, let's fuck do it, I think.
All right, so I think that's a good place to leave off. With that, you guys were told that you were going to be heading back to the silo. About a maybe 2-3 days travel, and you were back at the silo. You go through the main point of entry, which is that tunnel, while the vehicles are brought somewhere else to be let down into the silo, down the shaft, down the silo, down the shaft, blah, 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 I can't fucking speak. And yes, you are being greeted by the High Chieftain. Now, whereas last time you were greeted by him in his ceremonial armor, he is in a plate carrier with a plain shirt on, a pair of blue jeans, some combat boots, and he has a rifle slung as he is inviting you guys into the silo.
Looks like you're prepared for what's coming next.
We're getting there. Empty, is it not?
It is.
He just gives you a curt nod and waves you through.
I go through.
Anybody else want to say a quick quip to the High Chieftain, or do you guys want to just keep on going through?
Looking good, sir. Just keep on walking through.
He rolls his eyes a little bit, but keeps on waving people through. Ket, do you have a quip?
Nah, just a curt nod.
He gives one back to you. Marty? If you are speaking, we cannot hear you.
I'm sorry, what?
The chieftain is welcoming you into the silo, like he did last time, but instead of being in his ceremonial armor, he is wearing a plain shirt, some blue jeans, some combat boots, and a plate carrier, with a rifle slung across his chest.
So he looks like me.
Yeah, for the most part. Except he doesn't have like a
Trench coat.
Yeah, a trench coat.
For the spice of the dramatic.
Oh, of course.
And I'm just gonna wave and continue on.
He kind of gives you a little bit of a two-finger salute and keeps on waving people through. Yeah, you guys are back in the silo, and it is definitely a lot more active since you guys were here last. This is roughly around maybe 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So you're hearing the sounds of industry, especially over at the bullet maker areas. They seem to be filling out a lot of requests. But yeah, you're going pretty much on that sort of spiral staircase that goes around the silo, going down onto the different platforms and whatnot to get down to the bottom floor. Where would you guys like to go? We'll start with.
It's been a long couple of days. I'm gonna go collapse into a bunk.
Okay, so you're going to find some lodging and.
Actually, wait. I'm gonna go find a broom closet.
Okay. For any specific reason?
Yes.
All right. Are you talking about a broom closet in one of the one of the factory areas, or in a shop or something?
Just somewhere that no one's gonna bother me, like just a hidden broom closet. I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing.
Give me an investigation check. Don't scream out the number. I'll come back to you. Ket. Kylie is right by your side as she usually is. What are you doing?
I'm gonna ask her if she wants to try out her new pistol or her new gun, and go find the shooting range.
Yeah, so whenever you inquire about a shooting range from one of the Braves that you can kind of tell is, at the very least, been here a lot longer than you have, he does point you to an area that, honestly, it's a real long shaft going deeper into the earth. Right at the bottom of the silo, kind of, say, going off in a different direction, like more or less parallel to the horizon of the planet that you're on, which is Earth. But yeah, you are able. You are able to find a shooting range. She is, she appears to be a not too bad of a shot. She's not the best shot with her pistol, but she could definitely get used to it.
Cool. When we get done with that, I guess we'll go find a tavern or kitchen or something to grab a couple drinks.
All right. We will come back to you. Rodney.
Is this the same silo we were at last time?
Yes.
Okay. So there is a quote unquote library or record area.
Yes, there is.
All right. So I want to go find the quote unquote library records area.
Yeah. So you go to the place that you remember. It's not as busy as some areas of the silo, but there are still a few people in here. again, this is more or less like rudimentary put together. Nothing too crazy, just like you were expecting from last time. However, the librarian looks different. They are still drinking coffee. They're still reading a book, but the face is nothing like you were expecting. It's honestly... Your eyes might deceive you, but it appears to be a rather tall dwarf.
Huh. So it's not the same
very,
person as last time.
No, not the very slim-looking man that was here last.
Oh. Excuse me, sir. What
Hey!
happened to the tall, slender guy?
Eh?
There was a tall, slender guy here last time. Where'd he go?
No. The only person who works this library is me.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Anyways, question for you. You got any, well, I know there's maps here, but I'm looking for some books on old world explosives and or tactical material.
Well, those books are kind of... A lot of those are hidden in the vaults. I still have to go through all these books. I'm honestly just taking a break and working the front. You get kids kind of yelling in the background. My bad. He goes on to tell you that typically at night he, tries to go through all those books, but during the day he has to work the front desk and make sure nobody steals any books and whatnot. I can try to take a look for you sometime tonight. As far as tactical manuals are concerned, I do believe the old, what they called themselves was the United States. As you well know, where we're living is Kansas. We still have the name. But it was a part of a greater conglomeration of other states called the United States, and he begins getting up and just start giving you a history spiel on the United States. Brings you up to a book that appears to have a white star, like on the front part of it. It's rather worn down. You can definitely tell that this is an authentic book from the old world. It's rather worn down. Some of the pages are a little fragile, but on the front it is a white star with a black border and a yellow border around it, and on the bottom it says U.S. Army.
Interesting.
Oh, shit, son.
I'll take a look at this. I'll read it here, so there's no worries that it'll
Oh
go
no,
missing,
you're not
sir.
taking that out of the library. I'm telling you right now. This is quite a priceless heirloom of days gone by.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I was going to sit here and read it. Could I get a cup of coffee?
Oh, aye. Just a moment. Well, hell, you can come up and read it over at the front desk. And
Oh, I'm just going to walk right over there and just prop my feet up and start flipping pages.
it appears to be called a blue book.
The blue book.
Yes.
Oh, what?
Dun dun dun.
There ain't going to be shit in there worth anything. Still going to read it.
Damn.
For those of you who are watching at home that were in the army, yes, that is exactly what he is looking at.
There ain't shit worth anything in this bitch.
Most of it is on bits and pieces of discipline, history of the army, and whatnot. But it does come down to what you see as battle drills.
Ooh,
Yes.
I like battle drills.
But we will come back to you. Inti.
I like battleground.
Hey, babe.
Would there be any kind of like weaponsmiths area in the town, or would that fall under the chief engineer?
There are a lot of weaponsmiths. There are people, although you can definitely tell, because this area is where a lot of industry is. You can tell that there are more or less like state-sanctioned factories, if we were to translate it to modern times, and not futuristic hellscape times like you are in. Uh, when it comes to melee weapons, it's rather small. They're mostly making, utility knives, long knives, things of that nature. There are gunsmith shops here.
Hmm.
There are the biggest factory here, as a matter of fact, is an ammo factory.
That's to be expected with
Yes.
big guns. So
The thing is none of there aren't a lot of machines here, and if there are machines, they are, I can't necessarily say human powered because there's different races here, but people powered. The mass production system is akin to that of like old Ford factories,
hmm.
in that it's just an assembly line of people putting things together. Hence why it's taking up so much space. But you do have
Okay.
you do have shops, and they are selling private weapons to people. But you're recognizing these weapons as typically like what the crows would issue you, like an actual
Okay.
issue. Here's a weapon that you're going to use to help defend the crows if you don't have a weapon of your own.
All right. And
Yeah, go ahead.
I still do not have any kind of melee weapon, right?
You should have a knife.
Okay, yeah. I have a knife and a bayonet. Okay.
Yes. The bayonets
Okay.
also do work on these rifles, by the way.
You said there were melee weaponsmiths around.
There
Like
are
they sold small shit, but there are melee weaponsmiths.
there are weaponsmiths, yes, that do make melee weapons, but again, they're mostly relegated down to like long knives and utility knives and things of that nature.
Okay. I would like to walk up to one of them
Uh-huh.
and ask them if they had any downtime. That if I could use some of their machinery.
Yeah, as you walk in, you feel like you're taking a walk back into. Your character doesn't necessarily know this, but it kind of has that Days of Yore type feeling, almost as if you're walking into, I don't know, maybe a Renaissance fair. It's classic blacksmithing materials, classic forges, classic anvils, um, blacksmith hammers, things of that nature. You go in and you ask, you inquire about using their, one of their forges and whatnot, and immediately they're looking to see if you're brave.
Okay, like they're asking that, or they're looking for some kind of like
Yes.
marking or something.
I believe I did actually give you guys a marking. I have to check my notes, but I know for a fact you guys were given a marking because they're.
Let's say, please do. Well, I check mine.
You
I don't remember
may.
any set marking, by the way.
I believe I added it for flavor.
Well, markings. Yeah, we all got branded.
Yes, you have a brand.
Oh, it's on the hand, ain't it?
Yes,
Okay.
it's on the. It's either the hand or the pectoral, one or the other.
But well, okay. Well, it's like I'm not gonna try and hide it or anything.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to
Although,
verify with him that you're a brave?
If they ask, if they're just
Yeah, they are.
craning their neck around looking funky, I ain't gonna say shit.
They are actually asking. It appears
Okay,
to
then
be
yeah.
a
Then
rather
yes, I am.
old human, like maybe in his 60s, human, up at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Asks you, are you a brave or something like that? But once you prove that you are a brave, yeah, he kind of, takes you aside, goes off into a back room where you can just see just a whole bunch of forges, and he informs you that someone called in sick today, and you can use his forge while he's gone.
All right. Uh, can I try and make a deal with them? If you're behind or anything, I will try and help you as much as I can. If you can give me some better materials than what I have, and I want to pull out. Let's find it. The I want to pull out the scrap that I found that I apparently didn't write down earlier, so I don't have a set
I
quantity.
remember giving you some scrap. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, yeah,
He-
like
he-
offer to be
he-
like, hey, look, if you can help, or if you can give me some of this, I'll try and help you out as much as I can.
Well, if you're talking about better materials, I mean, you're gonna have to start from scratch with scrap. That's all we got. I mean,
Okay,
we're in the business
fine.
of turning things from shit into something,
Well, it's
usable.
Let's see which. Okay, well, then I would like to make a great sword out of it. Or no, that wasn't what I was trying to make. What was it? Well, shit, maybe that was.
I believe it's a
Okay, yeah,
day's worth
that's,
of work. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh.
50 gold points.
It's what, a day's worth of work to make something. It's like a day per 50 gold, isn't it? As far as crafting is concerned. Josh.
I'm sorry, I was handling something. What was that?
As far as crafting is concerned, like with Smith's tools, I believe it's 1 day per 50 gold.
For crafting what again?
Like a sword or a dagger or something like that. With
Yeah.
with Smith's tools, it's like every 50 gold is a day.
Something around that ballpark, yeah.
Okay,
It can
well
be
then,
found. It can be found in the. I think it's in the DM's guide towards the back, under downtime. Like there's a section in the DM's guide, I think, that has
you.
downtime activities. One of which is crafting. It's either in the DM's guide or the player's handbook. Yes, Bug.
If we had a machine that
127.
and then it'll tell us if you're my dad.
Yeah, it just goes in crafting magic items. I think it's in Xanathars.
I'm
gonna make a
fine
quick
with
ruling.
1 day.
I'm going to make a ruling on the spot, and that's just what it's going to be until we look at the rules. Give me a check with your blacksmithing tools, and you're going to use your proficiency, and I'm gonna say your intelligence with this.
Okay, let me. There's my fucking dice. Okay. I help I had those. All right, so I will give you check. Alright.
Don't scream it out. I'm gonna move on from you, okay? And then I'll come back.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna leave that dice saying what it says.
Marty,
Yes.
what was your investigation check?
8.
Well, you do find a rather inconspicuous door away from a lot of people.
I'm gonna peek behind this door. Maybe like a chief's office or something. I know it.
No. You see what appears to be 3 children playing with some toys sitting around, and what appears to be their mothers doing some chores.
I'm gonna quietly shut the door and then leave and just
Give
go.
me a stealth check.
I hate you so much. I knew it was coming. I'm like, okay, don't say quietly leave. Just say shut the door and walk away. Don't give him any ideas. Stealth check. Dang it! Warren, you stole me. I hate you. I'm gonna burn your house down.
Net
I'm
one.
gonna do it. You sold me cursed dice.
I did not sell you cursed
You
dice.
sold me. You sold me cursed dice. Because guess what I just rolled?
A natural one.
Net one.
No. I don't get nat 1s or nat 20s. I get everything below 10. I got a 2. I slowly, quietly shut the door.
You
Slam
slowly,
shut.
quietly slam the doors shut and run
Yeah.
away.
And
Quietly
then
slam
slip
the
and
door shut.
fall over something at the end of the hallway and start swearing as you fall down a flight of stairs.
No,
That's what I just did to myself.
All you did was just slam the door and run away.
Wait, what did you roll?
A 2.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm about to go back to my old plastic dice that I seriously could not roll above a 15.
I'm telling you,
Better than
man,
not
you just have bad just bad luck, bro.
Story of my life.
But yes, are you still looking for a broom closet or something akin to that?
No, I'm just gonna go find my bed.
You're gonna find what?
My bed.
Well, currently, technically, your bed is still on the surface. Well, we'll say that you see Ket go into the tavern that you were in last time that you were here, and also, well, all of you were in this tavern. It was when Ket and Morgrim got into fistfights in the bar.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yes.
I'll just kind of sigh and pat the Bible in my pocket and then go to the tavern.
Yes. So you go.
What?
Itchy is not tracking. He is clueless. Anyway, yes, you go into the tavern to see Ket. What are you doing, Ket?
Sitting down at the bar, ordering a drink, asking Kylie what she wants. Would I notice him walking in?
Right as you guys get your drinks, you do. She wants something that's fruity and alcohol-y and whatnot. So she gets this rather large glass of like pink liquid, that has a couple of fruits in it and whatnot. Her eyes go big and wide whenever she sees it. She just starts slurping it down. What are you ordering?
This bowl. I guess we're kind of celebrating. I'm gonna get one too. Same
You're gonna
thing
get the same
she had.
thing? Yeah, you take a sip and you were expecting fruit. It's just straight high octane liquor.
Only type.
So give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
Chug.
Constitution. 16.
Yeah, you were able to fight off the cough because you were not expecting it to be that strong. You just kind of pull away and wow, you know. It's then at this point that you see Marty walk in. He kind of I would think he would have a bit of a defeated look on his face as you see him patting something on his in his coat.
Can I retcon something real quick?
Sure.
When I take a sip of the drink, and I taste how strong it is, I'm actually gonna change forms into a dwarf.
Kylie looks over to try to talk to you about saying, "This tastes amazing." Then she looks down, and there's a dwarf where Ket was.
Then I'll just kind of look up at her and just raise the glass and clink it against hers and say, "Aye, lass, I'd say that's pretty good."
Marty, you walk in to see Ket in the middle of changing his form.
What else is new?
He is now a dwarf.
Yeah, what else is new?
Are you going to go over to him and hang out with him, or what?
Yes.
Yes. So,
Sorry, I'm
yeah,
having computer issues.
yeah, Ket. Marty approaches you guys. Are you ordering a drink there, Marty?
Yes.
What are you ordering?
The whiskey.
Yeah. So, are you wanting good whiskey or just meh?
Meh.
Meh. Yeah. So just a shot glass is poured, and a brown liquid is poured into it. Smells oaky.
I'm gonna drink
Okie
it.
dokie.
Yeah, it doesn't go down like water, but you are used to the familiar sting of rather strong whiskey. So yeah, Ket, Marty orders himself a shot.
Yeah, I guess when I turn my head, kind of flexing from how strong the drink is, I'll see him walk in and order, and I'll turn to him and wave him over. "Hey, come drink with us, lad. It's a good day to be alive." My accent sucks, sorry.
Pretty
Good
bad.
day to be drunk, more like.
Oh, quite a great day to be drunk.
Hey,
You
it
ordered a
is
good one.
one, isn't it? For fuck's sake. Put your head out your arse.
Yeah, Marty,
can
you
win a
were being
bagel.
waved over by Dwarf Ket.
I'm gonna walk over and be like, Ket, how's it going?
Yeah, I'd say it's going good. We're alive.
We are alive. Ugh.
Kylie seems to be burying her face damn near into her drink, drinking it rather greedily.
I'm gonna lean around Ket and just say, enjoying yourself over there?
I'll turn and see her doing this and just kind of put my hand on her, reach up and put my hand on her shoulder.
She pulls herself away from her drink, and you can tell that she took in a little bit too much all at once, and she starts like coughing, almost gagging. But she gathers her composure. Sorry about that. Oh, hi, Marty.
How do you do?
I did not realize you guys could drink.
Well, I'm gonna lean over to Ket and say, what was she having?
Just gonna say, "See for yourself," and hand him my cup.
Take a small sip.
It is pure high octane liquor with a hint of strawberry in it.
Hint of strawberry.
Just a hint, just a little dash.
Oh, they changed the fuel recipe. I'm just putting that down.
The bartender, he's been cleaning some glasses and stuff and kind of drying them off. Yeah, that's why they call it pink mist. And he goes back to drawing his glasses. Do you have any
Is the
result?
Is
But
the pink mist before or after you're supposed to hack it back up?
take your pick. And with that, we're going to go back over to Rodney. So yes, Rodney. I don't feel like I don't feel like I really want to explain what all battle drills are, but
Yeah, no, you're good. I know what they are.
yeah, with your understanding of experience, yes, you are looking at pretty much a basic training manual on how to do army battle drills.
Nice. I guess I'll just sit around, read this for a bit, maybe go look at a few maps of the surrounding areas or area where combat could ensue.
Yeah. So, are you wanting like a map of Kansas?
Yeah, I want to look at like maps of Kansas, kind of plot road routes and shit like that, and then just wait around to nightfall when this librarian decides he wants to go check out the back room.
Okay, so in looking at the maps, let's just actually open up a map of Kansas. Let's see here. You reckon that there is a rather large settlement outside of what used to be Topeka, Kansas, called Byway of Grove, or that's the way you're translating it. It is in Sioux, so it would have a different name. I unfortunately don't know Sioux, so sue me. Haha, pun. Anyway,
Puns.
Willow Grove.
That's a knee slapper right there, ladies and gentlemen. I actually slapped my knee.
But
Damn
yes, the translation translates to by way of Grove. Its population is rather high, although not as high as Colorado City.
Okay.
It's about maybe a quarter of the size of Colorado City, although it is one of, if not the biggest, settlements in Kansas at the moment. Give me a history check at advantage.
1, 2. Wow, they are rolled 2 3s.
Oof.
That history check, because Rodney's not going to be that smart today, is a total of 7.
You reckon
It'd be like that some days.
that with your tactical mindset, it would make sense to attack here. It's just with Morgrim's drawing of the map that he was able to recall, you're actually going to have to refer to that drawing with this map to see if it lines up.
Got it. So go hunt down Morgrim.
Or go hunt down the map that he drew on.
One of the two. Oh wait, does he have the map that he drew on's the one in the
In the combat center, pretty much.
right? Okay. I wonder if I can go there. We're gonna find out. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna take what I've learned and then go find out whether or not I can go look at that map in the combat room.
Yes. So the thing is, you are going to have to wait a couple of hours for all the trucks to be brought down from the surface down to the bottom of the silo to get put into the motor pool.
Right.
So you have that time to kind of do whatever else you would like to do. Again, this is around 11, maybe even 12, considering that you've been reading for a little bit.
Right. Is there an area where scrap metal is?
Raw scrap or processed scrap?
Like scrap tubing.
Raw or processed?
Processed.
Processed. Are you going to be going out to look for this stuff?
I was just wondering if there's anywhere within the silo where they would be keeping like scrap metals and shit.
You reckon either one of the gunsmith shops or the smith shop would probably be a way to go.
All right. Then in that case, I will go find the smithies and go see if they have a pipe of rather large diameter.
Okay. Speaking of the smith shop, Inti.
I rolled an 11,
An 11.
and my proficiency bonus is +2. My intelligence saving throw is +5.
No, not the saving throw, just your intelligence modifier.
+3. Sorry.
Which
So
technically
that's
would make it +5.
16. Yeah, 16. Yeah.
Yes, so what were you trying to make?
I was trying to make. Where did I put the book? A great sword. That's what I was trying to make. Indeed, a mundo.
You reckon that you're going to have to get, you would have had to get more scrap.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. Can I retcon that to a long sword? Because I read my weapon proficiencies wrong.
Yes, we can retcon, but the thing is you are still going to have to requisition or by way of buying some scrap because you don't have enough scrap for that.
That is absolutely fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to pay 10 gold.
Okie dokie. I will reduce that by 10. Okay, I have now
And with that
taken away 10 gold from myself.
And with that check, it does not look pretty. It does not look nice, but it is a long blade with a sharp edge.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and throw that in here with my stuff.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Yes.
Yeah, slashing. Properties. Versatile is 1d10.
1d10 if you're using it with two hands, 1d8 if you're using it with one.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what the versatile property is. Right as you were finished hammering out this bit of steel with a sharp edge, you do see Rodney walking through the door of the smith shop.
I hail him over and show him the blade. Not like, hey, look how great I did, but hey, what you think of the edge?
It looks sharp.
It's
Might cut somebody.
sharp. The sharpness is definitely better than its look. But yeah, it's a rather sharp blade.
This is gonna take Brandon's head off his shoulders.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But yes, Rodney, you are hailed by the, I guess you could call him the head smith. Inti, you recognize this man as the guy who set you up with this forge. And at first he's rather confrontational to Rodney, asking him what the hell he thinks he's doing here, yada yada yada.
Hey. What's the problem here? He's a brave, same as me. Hell, he watches my back half the damn time.
Well, let me see his brand.
I'll obviously show him my brand.
Well, you should have come up to me first.
Oh, my apologies.
What can I do you for?
Oh, I was looking for a pipe That'd be about, we'll say 7 inches in diameter.
Excuse me?
Yeah, like 7 inches.
He looks over at NT. NT, give me an insight check.
That's gonna be inside. Okay, I rolled a 19.
He's giving you a look of, is this guy fucking serious?
I would like to look back at him like, stop asking questions, just answer him. Like, nigga, please.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Wait,
That one slipped out.
So he looks back at you, Rodney.
Yes. Give me a second. I'm getting hailed.
Okay. We'll move on from you and go back to the bar. All right. So back at the bar, you two are talking about pink mist. Is there anything specific that you guys are trying to do here, or do I need to throw a complication in your way?
Complicate
saying
our
that-
lives, please.
I'm saying this with a smile on my face.
Should get my mouth shut.
So, Ket, are you just going to be sitting here drinking with your girlfriend?
Yeah, for the most part.
Marty, you get a tap on your shoulder.
You look over my shoulder and say, "Yeah."
I have returned.
You look over your shoulder and realize that's coming from down below you, and there is a rather stout dwarf there. Hey, lad, you look like someone who can handle your liquor.
Been known to handle my liquor a time or two. What can I do for you?
I bet you 50 big ones. I can drink you under the table.
I hate you. Yeah, I think I got 50 big ones to lose.
50 gold, yeah.
Yeah. Yo, you're on.
Do you speak, you speak Rocky Mountain Dwarvish, don't you?
Yes. I should speak basically every language that nobody else does because I'm a traitor.
Any language?
You
I
hear
do
him
speak language.
say in Dwarvish, this will be a free 50 gold. And he starts waving the bartender over.
I'm going to
And-
call in Dwarvish back to him. Not as free as you think.
He looks at you at first with like a furrowed eyebrow. Then you see a smile begin creeping across his face as he just, he has a bit of a laugh at you being able to speak his language. But he waves the bartender over, has the bartender pour a lot of shots, and sets up a table. Since I am the challenger here, I think I'll take the first shot just to kind of put you at ease, eh? And he shoots his first shot. And then he slams the empty shot glass down, and he throws his hand over your way.
I'm going to shoot the next one.
Con save.
If I roll a nat one, I'm just going to slump right now. Oh, wow. Hold on, Tarkov was open because I was trying to fix something. 20, not natural.
It goes down like water for you. And you are you slamming the shot glass down, or are you just kind of setting it down?
I'm just going to set it down.
He takes the next one. slams it down.
Another.
Nuts. 11.
That one burns on the way down. It really, truly does.
If I can just skate by on like 11s, I'll be happy. Anything below 10 is gonna really mess up my day.
So, Ket, you are seeing your friend being challenged to a drinking game. And they are going shot for shot. Marty
I'm just gonna.
Marty looks like he's holding his own, but the dwarf just doesn't look phased. What was that, Ket? Ket? You're breaking up bad.
Oh, my bad. Hang on. There we go.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna be looking on, kind of cheering him on a bit. Every time he takes a shot, I'm cheering him on.
Boo the dwarf.
Boo the dwarf. Yeah, the dwarf takes the next shot like it's water. Go ahead, Marty.
There's a lot of things on my desk right now that really don't need to be on my desk, but I want them on my desk. 19. Oh, somebody's texting me with that.
Okay. Give me one more con save.
I feel lied to. One.
A natural 1.
Oh.
Shut up. I hate all of you. Warren, you most of all. You sold me these sprinklers. These, what was I calling these? Dice.
So that last shot just does not go well, and you can feel your stomach rejecting it. Go
I'm gonna force
ahead.
it back down.
Okay, if you're gonna force it back down, give me a I want to say wisdom save, but I know that's not probably your strongest.
Give me a willpower check.
We'll go with we'll go with strength. Do you have the strength to keep it down? Give me a strength saving throw.
Four.
4. Are you adding your modifiers at all?
Yes. Oh, strength saving throw. Hold on.
Yes.
6.
Oh, thank God.
6.
Hey, don't say thank God. That's still not good.
You end up puking a
Better
little
than
bit
what
in your mouth, but I will say you're able to swallow it.
Let's go.
The dwarf, however, he sees that you're on the ropes. Ket, you see that as well. Marty is kind of going up shit creek without a paddle right now. Are you going to try to do anything to help save him? Ket.
Sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
I mean, what can I do?
Tell him double or
You
nothing
can't
if he
hold
can
him.
beat the two of you.
I mean, you can tell him not to be a pussy.
I mean, I'm already cheering him on, and I mean, you know me. That's not nice.
I mean, that's a fair point.
I really gotta visit you guys.
Well, Kylie kind of echoes the sentiment that Ket was giving, and she tells you not to be a pussy, Marty.
I'm gonna flip her off.
And in doing so, the dwarf He takes his next shot, and it kind of catches him the wrong way too.
Oh? Oh?
That's right, bitch.
But he's still able to force it down. Go ahead and give me a con save at advantage.
What? Why do you gotta give me advantage when you know I'm like really struggling? Oh wow, I rolled an 18. Hold on. Constitution.
Because
20,
I'm
not
nice.
natural. I would never call you that.
Okay. The next shot, you're able to kind of force it down. It's at this point the dwarf. The dwarf, he does the same thing that you did earlier. Kind of does a little bit of puke in the mouth thing, but swallows it. This isn't really going anywhere. The bartender, you look over, the bartender's just leaning on the counter, all smiles and trying to stifle his laughter. We'll come back to Rodney.
Yes.
What the fuck do you need 7-inch tubing for?
To lob grenades further.
You're talking
I'm at
about a
a
mortar.
Yes, I am.
Well, as nice as that sounds, I don't have any 7-inch tubing.
Damn. What do you got?
2-inch.
2-inch.
And it's that plastic shit.
That ain't gonna work.
Hold on. I'm here, aren't I?
Yes.
All right. Can I interrupt and be like, well, hey, what are you trying to? What are you using to propel it forward? Well, what are you thinking? Let me see if I can help a little bit.
Oh, I gotta later figure out how to make mortars, but for now I just want to get something started.
Okay. Do you know what kind of propellant you would need? Do you have any idea? Do you have any way of pushing it out of the tube yet?
Not yet, but we'll get there.
Okay. Still get the 2-inch, and let's me and you talk about it because I want to help you. This sounds fun.
All right. Sounds like a plan. I'll get the drawn board. We'll figure this all out. Waiting for this librarian to come back with some books.
How
Oh shit!
How
You know where
long
the
of a
library
piece?
is? I need you to bring me to the library when we're done here.
Okay.
I meant for that to be my next stop.
How long of a piece you want?
Yeah,
I think you'd only need
like
maybe
3
3 or
feet.
4.
He
Really? 3
goes in
feet?
the back and grabs a 3-foot piece of 2-inch piping.
All right, we'll get this figured out.
Yeah. So
Let's
he
go.
hands it to you. He's gonna want like 20 gold for it though.
Hey, 20 gold's 20 gold. Ain't a big deal.
Can
Here
I
you go,
get
good sir.
another 3 feet of 1 inch?
Huh?
I'd like to look over at him and say, "Can I get another 3 feet of 1 inch? Maybe 290s."
Why?
Don't ask questions. Just if you got it, can I buy it?
All right. Look, if you put a hole in the side of the silo and it comes back to me, I know how you artificers are, by the way. If it comes back to
Okay, do
me,
you really
I'm gonna
want to?
be pissed. We've already had an incident a couple months ago. So
wanna look at him and
I
say,
am
okay.
legally obligated to ask why.
Okay, well let me put it to you this way. I'm gonna use it for whatever I see fit, and if you don't sell it to me, I'm gonna buy it somewhere else. So you can have the gold and plausible deniability by not asking questions, or I will take my business elsewhere. I say as I hold up the sword, I am done here for what I need.
What part of legally obligated do you not understand?
The part where I'm supposed to care.
I'm not losing my business over you. Do you know how many lawsuits I had to go through?
Then I'm gonna walk out. Walk out.
Hey,
Peace.
we artificers are good people. I'll let you know. And I'm gonna follow him out.
I would now once we're both out of the building, I would like to throw a Molotov cocktail into his living room.
Oh God.
Why are we doing this? Why? There's no reason for this.
Complete joke. Complete joke.
Oh, I was about
Not
to, I
actually
was about to
throwing
take you
Molotovs.
literally.
Burn, motherfucker,
No.
burn.
That was for humor's sake. I am not throwing Molotov cocktails in the silo. I am dumb, not stupid. Get it right.
Yeah, so you guys are going to be going to the library next?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so Rodney already knows the place. You go in, there's, again, that dwarf, he appears to be sitting down. He looks rather tall for a dwarf, though.
I want to walk up and say, "Hey there, shorty. How's the day treating you?"
He slowly looks up from his book.
I grin.
Ignore him. He's something else.
I'm both pissed off and entertained.
I see that you have jokes, but given that they are stupid-ass jokes, I'm going to elect to ignore them. What can I do for you, sir?
Well, for one, you can pat yourself on the back. Two,
Will
we're
do,
at the
and he
explosives
actually-
and gunsmithing section.
He says, "Will do," and actually legitimately pats himself on the back while keeping his gaze at you.
I would like to ruffle his head as he pats himself on the back.
He moves his head out of the way. Don't fucking touch me.
I would like to follow.
Rodney.
Yeah. Hey, Auntie, come on. He's my connection
Oh.
here.
Okay, I'll quit messing with the dwarf.
Who you killing?
Jesus fucking Christ, Dave.
Who you killing up in that motherfucker?
Fucking Christ. Do not stand at the damn doorway that way.
Molotov cocktailing. Fucking
God.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Bless America.
Brandon, please
This
mute
went from
yourself.
like 0 to 60 times 60.
I'm sorry. I opened the door to my room to step out, smoke a cigarette, and there was a 6 foot, 300-pound Cajun standing right there.
That's a very terrifying sight.
Indeed, it is.
Christ.
I
apologize.
Yeah, I just got
Yep.
like an earful of Brandon scared cussing in my ear. That's awesome. But yeah, the dwarf, he has a murderous look in his eyes now, but he brings his gaze over to Rodney. I am assuming that your friend has something that he would like from the library. Considering what he just did, I'm gonna charge him double.
Yeah, he's got some need for some stuff. I don't know exactly what, but
The words that come to mind are too many chromosomes.
yeah, that seems about right.
So,
Like, can Inti look over and say, "You're not far off"?
oh, I know I'm not far off. Elf, what can I do you for? I'm waiting. Aye. Rodney, you mind translating for his silence?
I believe he's looking for explosives materials, the same stuff I was looking for. I didn't know if you happened to get back into that vault yet.
I'm sorry, was he talking to me?
Yes, he was.
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry. Sorry, yes, explosives, anything to do with pressure, anything to do with any kind of engineering, as well as basic tolerances of materials. I understand that your selection is probably not
This
the
is
absolute best.
a rather specific kind of lining of questioning here.
Specific, but has broad uses, and all for the benefit of the crows.
Well, I am already handling a customer later on tonight whenever I go into the vaults. You're going to have to come back another day. And please don't come back, because after what you just did, I'm
Well, how
liable
about-
to
how
shoot you next
about-
time you try to touch me hair or me beard.
All right. Well, then I won't touch your hair or beard again. But how about you just write that down for me, and then you let him know, and I point to Rodney, let him know when it's done. Let him be the go-between, him pick it up, him drop off payment. That way you ain't never have to see me again, but we still get the books, and I don't have to come back here to remind you tomorrow. Sound fair? Or hell, if you can give me a price, I'll pay you today. Right now.
Well, considering that he is the customer I'm going to be looking for going through the vaults tonight, I'm pretty sure I can probably find something for you. But again, you
Alright,
try to
well, then
touch
there
me
we
hair
go.
or me beard again, I will shoot you in your fucking face.
Yeah, let's not anger the librarian.
Please, let's
I'm
not.
sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to make a joke. Apparently you don't find it funny. I won't do it again. But still, the research stands. Dwarves don't like you touching their beard. And I want can Inti like write something down on his hand like that's a really important note?
Yes, you may.
Okay, then he does.
The dwarf just rubs his temples and then his eyes and then looks up at Rodney. How's 9 o'clock sound?
It's what? I'm sorry. What was that?
How's 9 o'clock sound?
9 o'clock sounds perfect.
Aye. I'll catch you on the flip side, as these kids say. Just please leave.
We're out of here. We'll get out of your hair.
You are now outside.
As I walk out, I want him to say, "You fuck with my people, I will fuck with yours. Don't piss off my smiths. I won't piss off your librarian."
Hey, I didn't purposely piss off your smith. He just didn't want to give piping.
I know, but I did purposefully piss off your librarian. Please, don't be mean to the smiths. They make the shit we need.
That is true. That is true. Hopefully he can
Back
come up
at
with some piping.
Lay down that
back
pipe.
at back at the oh Christ back at the drinking contest here. It's at this point that the dwarf and the human are slobbering ass drunk now. Just give me a d20 roll.
Who talking to me?
Yes.
Let's go! Your dice are bipolar, Warren.
Yeah?
You're never gonna guess what I just rolled.
Nat 20.
Yep, that one.
Oh wow.
Damn.
The dwarf passes out. And this is after about an hour straight of nothing but shot, 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 shot. Of you two going back and forth and trying to stifle your stomachs to keep from puking everywhere. You have arisen a victor. But you are seeing not quadruple, pentuple. So what do you do, Marty?
I'm gonna just reach my hand over to where Ket is at.
He seems to be a long way away. Like a mile away.
Just reaching over in that direction.
Yeah, just kind of holding it.
Not
you were
leaning
seeing
that
this
way.
cat.
Like holding on to the center of the table and just reaching out to where Ket's at.
Cat, you're seeing your friend reach out to you.
Yeah, I'm going to reach out and grab his arm so that he grabs my arm and just kind of steady him. Like, you all right there, man? There's some heavy drinking.
You should have seen my dad. he could outdrink anybody in the silo, and I'm just gonna like slowly tilt towards Cat,
Uh-huh.
just slowly tilting, like the drunk tilt, where you know that they're about to like eat floor, but you're like, are they gonna like catch themselves or like it's like the 90-10, like they're gonna die, they're gonna fall, but they might catch themselves. I'm doing that tilt.
So Ket, you realize that you're gonna have to help your buddy walk to his quarters to sleep it off.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
talk
will.
talk a doctor into giving him an IV because, geez, that hangover.
um, I will just kind of get up and put my arm around him. I'll change back into my regular half elf form.
Yeah, Kylie, she comes up to help you, and you guys end up dragging him because he's not walking under his own power.
Not with that attitude.
So you have been here before, I see.
Look, the thing is, you have to be very focused about staying upright. But all you do is tilt forward and try not to hit the point of no return before you take each step. Now, the sad thing about this is you can only do this for short intervals because you will accelerate. Like
yeah,
it's a very quick
Do
3,
you
4
have
steps,
your
and then you
exit,
stand up all the
buddy?
way. And then another 3, 4 steps, you stand up all the way.
so you guys are kind of hobbling him over to his quarters. One of the doctors happens to be outside and sees how drunk you are, Marty. And he just comes up to you and, are you okay?
No. Keep walking.
Ow.
Do you need an IV?
And stand up real straight, like the drunk person straight. So they stand up with their back is really arched.
Uh-huh.
And just back and forth side to side and just be like, might be a good idea.
Stop.
Just go put him in his bed. I'll go get the IV. And he runs inside into his clinic, and you can hear him rummaging around. Are you taking him to his bed, Ket?
Yes.
So you are you lay him down, but it's at this point, Marty, you start getting the spins. Give me a con save.
Freaking kids.
Well, I guess that was my roll. 11.
11. You feel like you need to sit up.
I feel like I need to do what?
Sit up.
I'm gonna sit up.
Yeah, I'll see him kind of wrathing around, trying to get his hand up under him, trying to like arch his back, and I'll just kind of grab his arm and lift him up.
You feel a lot better in this position there, Marty, but from seeing 5 of everything to your entire vision just kind of clouding to like starting to get that tunnel vision. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about here.
Oh, I wish I didn't.
It's at this point the doctor comes in and he grabs your arm and he's being real gentle trying to talk to you, but he sounds far away. You're getting really, really tired now.
Nectar.
We're getting
Do you want to try to fight off the sleep, or do you just want to embrace it?
No, that's the worst thing you can do when you're drunk. You just gotta embrace it and just hope you don't die in your sleep.
Yes, so you fall asleep sitting up, just kind of slouched over with an IV in your arm. The doctor volunteers himself, Ket, to kind of stick around and make sure Marty doesn't puke and aspirate. But Marty is in good hands. He says good hands in a rather deep voice, though.
Yeah, I will kind of pat him on the shoulder, just be like, "All right, buddy, see you later." And look
you,
at
you think you
Kylie.
hear a huff, but that's just him snoring now.
And I'll look at Kylie and just kind of motion with my head. Come on, let's go.
Uh, where are you going?
I don't know. I'm gonna look at her and ask her if there's anywhere or anything that she wants to do.
Well, Kylie, you guys are kind of standing out in the middle of the motor pool on the bottom floor, and she looks around, and she says, "I'd like to smoke some of that stuff that we were smoking the last time."
Ah, let me see. Hang on. Do I have any of that? I don't
No.
think I do. I didn't actually buy
You
any.
have to find
Yeah.
someone.
Okay.
Give me an investigation check, and we'll move on to the artificers. So artificers, what are you doing now?
I mean, it's getting towards the end of the night.
Hey, I'm AFK real quick.
Okay.
The librarian agreed to meet up with us at 9 in the morning, right?
No, 9 at night.
Oh, 9 at night? See, what time is it right now?
About 1.
Oh, in the afternoon?
Okay,
Oh,
I'm back.
ugh.
Sorry about that.
Rodney's going to go take a little nap.
All right.
He feels like it's going to be an all-nighter, so he's going to go take a nap.
What about you, Inti?
Inti's gonna go to the bar and order the largest amount of whiskey, like a bottle of whiskey.
The bartender appears to be cleaning up a dwarf.
I want to chuckle at him.
The bartender hears you chuckling. He says, "Well, first time I've ever seen in my life, a dwarf lost a drinking contest to a human. Although he did pick up his 50 gold."
Can I like reach down and grab the dwarf's beard and like shake it a little bit and be like, "You want to lose to an elf too?"
No, the dwarf he's completely out.
That's okay. I'll do it either way.
Gonna shake his beard. You want to lose to an elf too? And he's just laying there drooling all over himself.
Guess he's too much of a bitch, and I want to walk up to the bar and then order my shit.
I guess I'll just leave this dwarf here. He'll wake up in a couple hours, I think. What can I get you for, sir?
Either that, or you can still drag him out in a couple hours and he won't stink yet. So I mean, it's a win-win.
Fair point. What can I get you for?
Bottle of whiskey.
Oh man, everyone's day drinking today. And
Have the day I have, and you can call, and then you can talk about it.
He pours you a double shot and sets the bottle down next to you. It's a rather small bottle though.
That's fine. Want to go and say, all right. So how much am I gonna owe you when I finish this?
15 gold for the bottle.
I want to go ahead and pull out 15 gold and just set it right there.
Give me just a moment. We're gonna take a short break. 3, 2. That one. Yes. All right, we are back. Okay. So to pick up where we left off, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So Inti, the guy starts talking about this. The bartender starts talking about this epic drinking contest between this human and this dwarf, and he begins describing this human, and the description is quite familiar.
It's quite Marty-like.
All right. Can I see Marty? Is Marty still there?
No, Marty is gone.
All right, and I'd like to ask his name suspiciously.
Don't think I got his name, but the dwarf was saying something about Marty. A different dwarf. He was sitting up at the bar with an elvish chick.
That's my boy.
Oh, you know him.
I want to do another shot. Pour me another shot. Do me another shot, and then look at him and say, "That's my little brother."
Oh, well.
Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he?
Well,
I need to see him now. He's earned
he
something.
was carried out by a dwarf that turned back into a half-elf or something like that, and a she-elf, and they said something about taking him to his room.
Where do you know where they were staying?
No. I would assume
Damn
it's
it.
probably at the trucks that y'all came in. You're one of Chris's boys, aren't you?
Oh, see, right quick. I don't remember the answer to that question.
Chief Chris.
But he's the one that died like 6 episodes ago, right?
That was Chandler. I'm talking about Chief Chris.
Chandler.
Chief Chris
Am
is
I?
still very much alive.
Okay. I don't remember Chief Chris, and my notes are
He
still
is
trying
the
to load from when
chieftain
we first
of
started
your
this.
band of crows.
Thank you.
Stupid.
Inti appreciates your insight. Yes, sir. Yes,
so
we're
for
we're
future,
braves from.
yeah. Hold on a second,
Yeah?
Auntie. For future reference, for those of you watching at home, Brandon is a wonderful note taker. If he's organized, which he is not.
True. I'm glad you put that in, because I also have the slow PC with all the notes on it. Like, my new one still doesn't have any of them, so it's still the old piece of crap that, like, I couldn't even use Owlbear on. So yes, I literally haven't been able to take notes since oh, never mind. My notes haven't even opened up since we started this. I still only have my ideas word page up. So I'm still waiting on this to load. From what, 7 o'clock? It's 9:10 right now.
But yeah, let's come back to it. So Inti, you confirm that you are indeed one of Chris's boys.
Indubitably.
He says, yeah, they probably took him back to the trucks. You can go ahead and take the bottle. Just leave the glass here.
I nod and appreciate him flipping one more gold coin, which reminds me I do need to change.
Oh,
that.
by the way, he pulls out a pouch of coins and sets it down. You might want to take that to your friend. Or your brother. Excuse me. You definitely earned them. Although, how elves make humans? That's rather confusing.
Don't ask
to me.
questions, just accept this, okay? We don't have time for me to explain.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, you might want to take this pouch of coins to him.
Okay, it was 15 gold for the bottle, and I just said I flipped him another gold coin.
Yeah.
So that's
16,
right?
Yeah, 16 gold.
16, okay. All right, that's 39, okay. All right, so then Inti's going to be like, all right, I appreciate your honesty. Give me that. Give to him. I hope I'll see you around, and go ahead and head out and head
I'll be
after
here.
where he said that they would be.
Yeah.
The coin bag in hand.
So you go to your brother's quarters, and he is sleeping straight. You know, like sitting up. Well, not necessarily sitting up. He's more or less like slouched down, and his head is down, with a needle in his arm hooked to an IV bag, and there appears to be a medic who is reading a book, monitoring him. You know, kind of, as you're walking in, he kind of looks up, kind of checks over, and then goes back to reading his book.
Okay, I want to walk in and introduce myself to the guy monitoring him, being like,
how's it going, NT?
"It's going good. You mind if I have a minute in here alone? I promise it won't take long."
I don't see why not. He's your brother. I don't think he's very responsive though, and he kind of sits up and snaps his fingers in front of Marty's face. Marty
Mm-hmm.
is unmoving,
Okay.
and as you get closer, the smell of booze gets stronger. He is sweating whiskey.
That only makes me prouder.
We're gonna go to Marty real quick. Marty.
I am not alive. I am dead to the world. You cannot wake me up.
Marty. Yes, you are dead to the world right now. But you are having an alcohol-fueled fever dream at the moment.
Did I ever learn Zadkiel's name? Or did
No.
he just show up and I was like, dude, spooky holy man?
No. Zadkiel did not interact with you in a way that you would know it as Zadkiel. Anyway. Your dream, however, is a nightmare. You are walking through the wasteland, seeing smoke on the horizon. And as you're walking to the smoke, it appears to get further and further away, but you do end up coming upon it. And what you see is completely horrifying. The trucks of your tribe are pretty much almost completely in flames. And you see Inti, your father, your mother, Rodney, Ket, Kylie, the three boys, Chief Chris, everyone you know is crucified on crosses. But when I say this, it's more of an inverted crucifixion because they are hanging upside down with their throats slit and blood is running down their faces. What do you do?
Well, this dream sucks.
Damn.
Is there anybody else around? Is there just the dream?
You can look to see if there's anyone around.
I'm gonna look around real fast.
You look right and you see a horde of vehicles.
That's mildly concerning.
These vehicles look very, very familiar.
I'm gonna call out to the spooky holy man.
The sigils on these vehicles is a metal skull with, like an axe, forged axe, smashed into it and welded. Something that you would notice is the chosen men's sigil. You
As I calmly, watch the scenery, I'm gonna call
calmly,
out
he
this.
says.
Calmly. I am reinventing Marty Robbins. This is the Marty Robbins you're getting. I'm gonna call out for the spooky holy man.
You get no answer.
Call the spooky holy man a bitch.
It's at this point that you see men in the backs of those trucks pull out rifles and they're aiming at you.
It's just a dream. It can't hurt me. I'm gonna
It feels real, very real.
I'm gonna stand there and just examine my crucified friends. Not the worst thing I've ever seen. Not the best thing I've ever seen.
Well, if you can imagine their throats slit, them hanging upside down, and their lifeless faces, that's what you're seeing. Especially your brother.
That's the concerning one.
Your brother is honestly the one that's drawing your gaze.
Is there anything special about that particular body?
No, he died with his eyes open. You can tell that. You are now at this point for some reason being overcome by a feeling of both dread and sadness.
I would like to wake up now.
I would like to wake up now.
I don't want to do this anymore.
A voice in the back of your head tells you to fight. You're not sure if it's yours, if it's someone else. It just tells you to fight.
How far away are the vehicles?
They're approaching quite rapidly. They're about maybe a quarter mile away.
I mean, you can't necessarily shoot a pistol that far. That, man, I was trying to be dramatic right there. I'm going to draw my 44 Magnum, and I'm basically going to check the chamber, gonna give it a spin, and say out loud, "Never planned on dying," and start walking towards the horde until I get within range. I'm gonna start shooting.
As you raise your pistol and you pull the trigger, NT, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, I got a little too into that. I need to think back for a second.
That was really not something you should have gotten into. I was kind of just like, what would I do here if I was, had zero
Oh
feelings?
no, I was enjoying that. I actually completely forgot what we were doing before.
You're done. You're dumb.
You're good. You're
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the medic he's leaving you alone with your brother. You asked for a moment alone.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, I remember now. Okay, so NT's feeling pretty lit at this point. He's had more than a few glasses of whiskey.
Give me a con save. Let's see how buzzed you are.
That's fine. Okay. 12 plus 15.
You're feeling a little loose. Your back's loosened up a little bit.
Okay. Well, as soon as the medic leaves the room, NT's just gonna walk right up to Marty and just like start smacking him on the face, like, "Hey, wake the fuck up!"
Before you do, Marty, you're waking up to your brother attempting to smack you in the face.
I'm gonna bolt straight up and proceed to punch him straight in the nuts.
Marty, you are carrying some of your emotion from the dream right now. Can I take a little bit of liberty?
No, I'm punching him in the nuts.
No.
Yes.
That's absolutely fine.
Go for it.
Your NT, once you're able to regain your composure, and as you're about to ask what the fuck was that, because I would imagine getting hit in the nuts, that would be a
No,
very apt...
once NT regains his composure, he would like to then punch Marty in the nuts.
We're brothers.
As you go to do so, as you're getting back up, because at the very least, I don't know about you, but if I get hit in the nuts, I'm falling down on my knees.
It's taking knee time, yeah, but like once taking knee time's over, straight fucking just right hook straight to the dick.
Whenever you look up to your brother, he has a look on his face like he's seen a ghost.
Still want to punch him in the dick.
Well,
he can explain after he's done groaning.
Sucker punch.
Oh, well, you get punched in the dick too there, Marty.
Fucking dick.
I'm just gonna roll over on my bunk and be like, oh. That's what you get for waking me up, though.
No, that's what you get for being a dick. That was entirely unnecessary.
Oh,
Never
you better,
fucking do that again.
you better start running because I'm gonna shoot you.
Not if I shoot you first, Dick. Motherfucking asshole. Jesus. Sorry. Cheese it.
I like cheeses.
So,
Once you get done groaning, I'm just gonna look at him and be like, had a really messed up dream.
Okay. Still don't appreciate the fucking nut check, though.
Yeah,
Could have been done entirely
up.
without that. Hey, I didn't even get to hit you to wake you up. You just woke up as I was going to hit you. Okay? There's a fucking difference.
Excuses, excuses.
You still punched me in the fucking dick.
I thought we were past that.
We'll be past that when I'm past that.
When
You're not past that. It still hurts, you bastard.
oh my god. Oh, this is amazing.
I never loved you and Santa isn't real.
Guess what? The tooth fairy wasn't the only thing leaving things under your pillows at night.
I know. Why do you think your pillows always look lumpy too? I shit straight to the bottom.
Oh my god.
It wasn't the dog that pissed in your shoes.
So the brothers, as they are throwing insults at each other,
I
Rodney-
couldn't think of anything to respond with.
Rodney, as you were
Great.
trying to, sorry, as you were trying to go to your quarters, you're hearing an argument between Marty and Inti. Are you going to investigate?
The fuck's going on? I might go. It piques my interest. I found something more interesting to do in my spare time.
As you walk in, you're seeing both of them. They're clutching their nuts,
Groaning.
groaning, and hurling insults at each other.
Jesus, what the hell did you guys do to each other?
Fucking titty, baby.
The
You woke me up.
fuck? Alright.
The cake was a lie. It was a cookie.
Well, obviously, you two have some weird family thing going on. I just wanted to make sure no one was dying because I kind of need you, Inti. We're going to make shit blow up, remember? And at my point, I'm going to
just
turn
give me
and
a
walk.
I'll be right out.
The chair that the medic was sitting on is there, Inti, if you would like.
I would like to grab it and then like swing it towards Marty and say "fuck you," but can entirely miss. Like just swing way too fucking wide.
Joke's on you. I've been drinking. I'm gonna vomit on his shoes.
You say that like I haven't already. Let's just mix it up. It's a nice little party.
So the brothers, they're you know, they were still kind of throwing insults and stuff. This is going on for about maybe 5-10 minutes because I know Brandon here.
Brothers, that's definitely a brother thing to do. It doesn't stop. It just continues.
Yes, but it does kind of die down a little
it's
bit.
gonna be 6 a.m. when we're done. Yeah.
But it does kind of die down a little bit to where you guys can actually have some form of coherent conversation, if you would like to speak, Marty.
You ever get a bad dream that you know it's not gonna happen, but it's real enough that it's almost there?
Yeah. Have you not had one?
That happens.
Fucking
every so
suck. I
often.
hate them. I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
That happens every so often. You ever have one come true?
Some, not most. Seems mostly coincidental, but I don't remember having the dream until I've done what I dreamed I would do.
Alrighty.
That makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
I mean,
Uh,
why? What's up? What were you dreaming? Why the fuck did you punch me in the fucking dick?
Don't worry
I'm
about it.
assuming that has something to do with the dream. What's up? What's going on?
No, I just wanted to punch you in the nuts. But the bartender offers you anything called pink
Great!
mist.
I would then like to punch him in the dick again.
But if the bartender mentions giving you anything like pink, oh!
I don't care if you want to punch me in the dick. Don't. Ass.
Joke's on you. This is coming back even worse tomorrow.
So Rodney, you were witnessing the entirety of this conversation. NT, are you getting it to leave?
Yeah,
guys are
very
weird.
slowly and making sure that Marty has absolutely no shot at hitting my nuts. Still very much just kind of hunched over, protecting him. Just, oh, fucking asshole. Just what? Get the fuck away.
Are
Just
you
sit
gonna
like
drop his
arms
gold
crossed right
off at
over.
least?
Nah,
I mean, you just hit him in the dick again. I mean,
I know. That was him not having a good enough reason to hit me in the dick. I'll still, he'll get his gold, but he's not getting it right now. He needs to learn a lesson by being poor.
Joke's on
Okay.
you. I'm pretty wealthy anyways.
So Kat, what was your investigation check to go look for the green stuff?
19.
Oh yeah, you find a circle of about 5 people smoking out of a rather like long pipe, maybe 2.5 feet long.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to him. Like, hey guys, mind if we join in? Don't hide it, divide it.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Fucking Christ.
they give me a persuasion check.
A what?
Persuasion.
Eight.
You gotta pay for it?
Huh?
You gonna pay for it? That's what they ask you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, sure.
Gold a hit.
I don't ever expect anything for free. What'd you say?
A gold a hit.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll give him 6 gold. 3 for me, 3 for her.
So give me 3 con saves.
That's a 19, a 14, and a 13.
So Kylie rolled a natural 20, a 19, and a 14.
Caddy.
Yeah, so you guys are Liddy Spaghetti, and you give your goodbyes, and it's at this point that she just wants to wander.
Yeah, we'll just wander around the silo. I'm sure if we happen to run into any kids or anything, I'm sure she'll want to play with them.
Her attention is actually being drawn to the small electric lights that are kind of all over the place. It's almost as if like the really jumbo sized Christmas lights, but a little bit bigger. Those kinds of lights are lining the stairs going up, and she's kind of going next to all of them and just kind of poking at them, giggling, watching them jiggle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of stand there and just kind of watch her and laughing at her.
Yeah, so you two are kind of bantering back and forth about, she doesn't want you to laugh at her, which makes you laugh even more and whatnot. But yeah, all in all, it's a rather enjoyable day. You guys spend a couple hours doing this. She likes the pretty lights, especially whenever they change colors. considering this is one of the few places in the world that still has electricity, this is honestly a little understandable.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, it's at this point, Marty, you've sobered up a little bit. Inti, you've kind of. I'm assuming you're finishing your bottle.
Yeah, I'm still taking the occasional swig off of it, but I mean, like, I'm not chugging or anything. I'm more like trying to stay about even.
Okay.
Just like if I start feeling like I'm coming down from the booze a little bit, I just take another swig.
What are you doing for the next couple of hours, Rodney? Are you going to be talking to Marty?
I think I am going to find the chief engineer. Is he up and around? Is he here with us, right?
Yeah, he's here.
Would he be?
What's up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for the chief engineer.
You go to his shop, and sure enough, he's there.
Hey, boss.
Oh, hey, how's it going, Rodney?
Oh, it's gone well. It's gone well. I got a quick question. I got to deal with the librarian later at 9 o'clock to meet up and grab some good stuff from him. I had a question though from you. Have you ever seen anyone build or try to build a mortar tube?
Not in a while. It's hard to make the rounds for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking of tinkering with some to just get it to launch regular, pipe bombs and grenades. Maybe kind of like a air compression system, maybe.
Well, air compression isn't going to get you that far. Typically, at least what they used to do in the old world is they use a form of nitroglycerin.
Ooh.
So, don't talk to me about that because I don't necessarily know how to make nitroglycerin. Those recipes have kind of gone by the wayside. I'm sure if you're ever going to find the recipe, it's probably in this silo, but I wouldn't get my hopes up.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can find something. You got any ideas for any defense measures we can work on?
Well, actually, he says, setting down what appears to be a cup of coffee down on his workbench. He begins pulling out a piece of paper, which looks oddly familiar. So, you think that this is one that Marty drew on?
Oh, what's that paper you got there, boss? Would you?
Well, Marty was coming up with a defense weapon that we could put on the top of the trucks, the land ships, but I to manufacture this, I'm trying to go over it in my head, and what it looks like is it looks like a flat cannon.
Basically blow up stuff.
It's supposed to be a point defense cannon to shoot up small trucks and shit like that. But the thing is, just to make this is going to be an undertaking, let alone the rounds that we're going to have to use.
Right.
I don't know. I just been kind of mulling this over with over a bit of spiked coffee and whatnot.
All right. Well, can I take a look at the plans and get an idea of what I could do to probably help out?
Yeah, you can take a look at the plans. Marty put a good idea on paper, but of course he's not as mechanically inclined as you and Inti are. He doesn't know the first thing about what it would take in order to build this thing. It's a lot of piping, and I mean, just the action alone is going to be hard to deal with just because of the size of the parts. and then the rounds that he was talking about, that's a totally different story.
Well, the ammunition we might have to find somewhere else, but I think I could get around and see if I can find some parts to put together. Maybe scavenge something on our trips.
All right. Well, if you find anything, any salvage that you think might help with these cannons, yeah, just let me know.
All right, I definitely will
You
indeed
want some
let you
coffee,
know.
by the way?
Oh, of course. I'll never turn down a good cup of coffee. I got a meeting tonight with the librarian, so it's going to be a long one.
So he pulls out a pot of coffee, pours it in a separate cup that you would imagine probably had some grease on the bottom of it at one time, but you're no stranger to eating grease. Then he pulls out a jar from a drawer filled with a clear liquid, and he puts a little bit of it in and hands it to you.
Oh, well, this would be some good stuff, huh?
He just raises his own mug and drinks.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll take a sip of it and then proceed to wander around the silo to see if anything else piques my interest.
Oh, it's pretty spiked.
Oh, how spiked are we talking here?
It definitely leaves an aftertaste.
Lovely.
One of those just.
Yes.
Yes, it's good shit right here.
Yes, sir, master. Woo!
So anyway.
Can I get in there?
Anyway, it's getting about a couple of hours with Rodney tinkering, Marty trying to figure out what the hell he was seeing. Ket and Kylie are staring at pretty lights, and NT is doing NT things. You are tracked down and asked to report to the same room that you reported to the High Chieftain.
Oh, all right. So who tracked me down?
You recognize it as one of your tribe mates.
Were
What
all of us tracked down?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, well, whoever tracked me down, I'm gonna take one more swig of my coffee and pass it off to them and head back.
Yeah. So I'm assuming everyone is going to be gathering.
Yes.
Yeah. So you were brought into the room. Kylie is not allowed, unfortunately. Kylie will have to stay outside. But you walk into Morgrim. You see him poring over maps and stuff of that nature with the High Chieftain, Chris, and the 3 other chieftains. It appears to be a rather large war council.
Can he take the last swig of his bottle and then throw it in a trash can?
Sure.
Okay. Appreciate it.
So that's NT. I mean, you still have that pack of cigarettes you can smoke in here too.
Then yeah, fuck it. He lights one up.
Ket, what are you doing as
Went
you're
in the
walking
silo.
I'm gonna kind of come in and have a seat.
Yeah. So you come in, you just kind of sit down, and I'm assuming you're just listening in on things.
Yeah.
Okay. Rodney, what about you?
What do we walk into exactly?
A war council with all the chieftains.
Yeah, I will grab out my little handy journal and sit down and listen in, hear what they're saying.
Okay. What about you, Marty?
Just gonna go find coffee. Just slowly creep around corners, looking around, making sure I'm not running into Inti.
You see NT, he's kind of sitting. I would assume you're kind of sitting off to the side of the cat.
Does NT see him though?
You do.
Okay. Can I like mime just like nut checking him?
Sure.
No, we're not doing this.
Too late.
But you see, I'm going to take liberty with where exactly you're at in this room, Inti, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
You see him
That's
kind of
fine.
standing next to Ket with a lit cigarette in his mouth as he pantomimes that to you. But there is coffee in here.
Okay, then halfway through miming punching him in the dick, can I just like suddenly be like, "Ooh, coffee," and just like start walking over there?
Yeah. So Marty, your brother pantomimes that, and then he starts approaching you.
Yeah, I'm gonna just walk over and get some coffee.
Okay. So both of you guys are getting coffee. It's at this point that Chief Chris, he notices that you guys are in, and he beckons you over
Hey,
to the
sit
table.
back.
What was that, Ket?
I was saying, hey, chip bag.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
We need to get in the habit of muting ourselves while we're not talking. Please and thank you.
Terrible, sorry.
Yes.
Terrible,
But
sir.
you guys are beckoned over to the table. This is a rather large table. It's about maybe 3 times the size of the table that was in the operations room of the of Truck 1. So are you going to the table?
Still talking to me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, now I'm moving up to the table.
I was
Yeah,
talking to
table.
you. Okay. So you see Morgrim, he is drawing the whole pincher movement thing. And one of them, the northern attack point, does seem to be going towards by way of Grove. Of course, it's not being called that because they're calling it that in Sioux. The southern one appears to be going towards. It goes through Fort Scott, or what's left of it, up to Emporia, which is another rather large city. Brandon, mute yourself, please.
Terribly sorry. Thought I did.
Yes. So that is what you're seeing, Rodney, because I know you said that you were cross-referencing your map with the map on the table.
Right. Well, I was cross-referencing my map, taking notes of what they were talking about, and then, because I was using my map for like areas to either lay ambush or
Yeah, so
prepare defensive measures.
by way of Grove is definitely going to be a place that's going to get hit, but both of them appear to be converging on Emporia.
All right. Wait, are these the movements of the enemies, correct, or
Yes.
what we're doing? Okay.
The High Chief, he appears to be absorbing all of this. He's not really saying anything. But the other chieftains, Chief Chris and his peers, they appear to be arguing on what would be the next move. Chief Chris wants to divide your forces up into 2 and go to the defense of Fort Scott and by way of Groves simultaneously. Another chieftain, larger than the rather tall dwarf that was the librarian, and not only is he taller, he's wider, more stocked, more built. carries a rather large hammer in his belt along with a revolver. He's wanting to, since we have our enemy's plans, we need to just go to Emporia and hold Emporia. If we divide our forces up, we can be caught in ambushes. Then another one is saying, well, that's what we should do, is we should ambush them before they ambush us. And so the chieftains are arguing. The High Chieftain is being quiet, and Morgrim is begging the question, why don't we just go to the dwarves at Pike's Peak? Why don't we, get their help? If you guys have any input, you can.
This may sound cruel. Which of the two towns is more logistically important?
Fort Scott isn't logistically important, but it does have a bit of a stronghold. By way of Groves has the highest population, and it's got some farmland. Emporia, which is the main target, is about half the size of, well, maybe not half, maybe a third of the size of Colorado City. That pretty much covers the entire logistical area of the the entirety of the east side of Kansas. It feeds all the small towns.
All right, so Emporium's pretty important. Groves Way is the said it had the highest population. How far is it from Fort Scott?
It has a smaller population than Emporia, but it's still a rather large city with a lot of farmers.
Right.
Fort
How
Scott
far?
is further away. It's on the border. But if Fort Scott gets taken, that would be a major defeat because, one, it is a fortress. You hear something about a bunker being close by. And not only that, if you lose Fort Scott, you lose eyes into their area. You lose being able to scout into their area.
Didn't Brandon say something about the bunkers?
I'm not sure if he actually did say something about the bunkers. I'm pretty sure he did, though. We'll just say that he did.
He did?
We'll say that he did.
He
said that your bunkers will not save you. That's what he said. If memory serves.
I'm gonna step forward quickly and say, Brandon said something kind of peculiar.
Well, hiding it.
He said specifically, our bunkers will not save us. We have strongholds, bunkers, lines of defense. Why specifically the bunkers? You were talking about there's a town that had a bunker next to it. This is not me speaking to them. This is me speaking to you.
Yeah. Near Fort Scott. The chieftains were saying something about a bunker being close by. The thing is unless the enemy got a hold of the Oasis map and key, they wouldn't be able to know where any of the bunkers are. And
you didn't tell us you didn't tell us about the Oasis maps and keys yet, did you?
This is the first time you're hearing about the Oasis key, but this is not the first time you're hearing about the Oasis maps.
What if he has some kind of old world tech that allows him to find the bunkers? We can't just assume they were scattered around willy-nilly without somebody knowing where they were. If he can find one, potentially he can find another. He might be going here. I'm going to point towards the town they were talking about with the bunker with.
Fort Scott?
Yeah, Fort Scott.
Well, we know they're going there, and they're also going to by way of Groves, and they're going to meet up at Emporia. If they take Emporia, the entirety of Kansas is open. Josh left. Is Josh coming back?
I didn't leave.
Oh, your little picture thing. Kind of.
Why are there only 3 of us?
Yeah. Oh no, Mike left. I think he timed out.
Boink.
Okay.
Um,
Wait a hold on. Big yawn. Sorry. I'm gonna tell the chieftains these guys have numbers we cannot match. Even if they don't have the supplies, we would run out of bullets before getting through a third of their forces. I don't think the best strategy is to split up. I think the best strategy is to set Emporia up for siege and a war of attrition, where every day they lose countless lives while we lose next to none.
the not the High Chieftain, but the other chieftain that wasn't really saying anything. Well, no one likes my idea of just burning Emporia by way of Groves and Fort Scott to the ground and leaving them nothing. So there's that.
Scorched
As good of a
earth.
pl-
Love it.
as good of a plan as that sounds, those were just landmarks to them. They have plans beyond those places. It was just a way of securing a foothold.
It's then at this point Morgram says, which is why we should go to Pike's Peak and ask the help for the dwarves. And the High Chieftain says, no, we're not going to talk to the dwarves. I don't want to be indebted to them because if we don't pay our debt, they have a grudge book or some bullshit like that, and then that's an entirely different problem that we have to deal with. I'm not dealing with a grudge.
So I've dealt with the
So
dwarves
you would
before.
rather owe someone than save your people.
That's not what I'm saying. Your
Warren,
sentiment, Marty. Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
you and I specifically talked about me having done business with the dwarves. Can you tell me a little bit about those so I can think up a response to Morgan wanting to talk to these people? Like hard bargain, like
If
if the chief.
they don't immediately ask for something in return, they take IOUs very seriously, and if you renege on an IOU, they the dwarves, especially of Pike's Peak, they hold grudges like no other, and they can they can get rather nasty in fulfilling a grudge. It's kind of like the 40k dwarves. Not 40k. Warhammer Fantasy dwarves. My apologies.
Got it. I'm gonna look at Morgan and I'm gonna say, are you willing to write a blank check that has to be paid in full the day that they decide it's due, no matter the cost? Are you willing to put your life to that piece of paper without knowing what the final cost will be?
Morgrim goes to argue, and it's at that point the High Chieftain says, "No, we are not doing that." And your earlier sentiment, Marty, we have plenty of ammunition for them.
No, Chief, you don't.
We do. And here's why. I was just told by Chief Chris we took out a weapons cache of theirs. Or you and your companions did specifically?
Yeah, we got a weapons cache of theirs, supplies, other things.
It seems to me.
Like us back.
It seems to me that they aren't as well provisioned as we thought they are, and this is what we have on our side: is we have provisions. The thing is we can hold up in our silos and commit total war, but that leaves everyone up on the surface vulnerable. I'm leaning towards splitting up our forces. If we can move fast and not stop, our land ships, they've already shown that they can't stand up to our land ships. That's our ace in the hole. Does anyone have anything to say to that?
I don't trust them enough to say that that's not luring our land ships into a trap. We've only fought their outer borders. There is no telling what they have technologically just based on what we've fought. We need to kill them, but there's no telling.
I am leaning towards them wanting to make a show of force, which is why they're putting all their big guns on the front lines to make it a show of force, to have us back down. I won't necessarily be able to confirm that unless we were to send a scouting party behind their lines, but they would have to get through their lines in order to see what their logistical support is. That army is going to have to fight and live on the move. It cannot stop. Something that large, you would have to have something akin to our logistical support in order to feed and weaponize that army. So they're obviously fighting on the move and living on the move, scavenging, much like we were at one point in time.
So a battle of attrition would be in our favor, as long as they can't get to the supplies they need.
Yes, but I'm not willing to burn down cities and displace the people that we're supposed to protect. Plus, to move all of those people, we would have to move them, and that's another person that is that would kind of be like off to the side of the High Chieftain with like glasses. He's, you know, like a fairly tall but really, really slender gnome. Pushes up his glasses up on the bridge of his nose and says, "A logistical nightmare, yes indeed."
Brandon seems too intelligent to allow a thing like logistics to be the reason he cannot advance. I highly doubt that they do not have the supplies, the ammunition, and the people to run supplies back and forth from wherever they are stationed to wherever they are now.
Chief Chris steps forward and he says, "Where there are settlements far off to the east, I took the liberty of questioning our prisoners. And the way that they were acting is indicative of them feeding off of the land, not necessarily feeding off of the logistical support system." Does anyone have anything to say?
Oh, I said it.
And he doesn't.
Taking it all in.
I feel like splitting our forces would not necessarily be a benefit, but Emporium's obviously important to keep. So I think Emporium, if anything, we have to be priority if we do split forces.
That'll be our fallback point. If Emporia falls, we can get pushed all the way back to shit. I don't know. Probably McPherson if we're lucky. But we can't afford to lose Emporia. And then the chieftain who is arguing for just piling all of the Crow forces at Emporia, which is why we need to go there. Fuck the rest of them. It'll buy us some time to organize a defense. Does anyone have anything to say against that chieftain?
Inty's gonna wait and make sure nobody else says anything before he speaks.
Jesus Christ. Fucking group chats. Sorry about that. Go ahead and speak, Inty.
No, that's not what you agreed when you became a Crow and a Brave. We told those people that they would provide tribute for us, we would defend them. Now it's time we live up to our end of the bargain. That's not an option, just forgetting them and leaving them on the wayside.
Give me an insight check on the High Chieftain.
Okay, that is insight +3. That is 22.
You get the feeling that he thinks you're the only one in the room that gets it.
I want to stare down the chief that I was addressing. Like, come on, this is your job. I'm not gonna convince you. This is something you need to know. Just like staring him down straight in his eyes.
That dwarf, he looks at you. He keeps your gaze for a moment, and then he sighs and looks at the map.
All right, so we're not abandoning anyone. Does anyone else have any ideas on how to improve our situation with all of this? No idea is wrong to bring up. Don't get pissed off if we don't take it, or if that's not what we do. Sorry.
Chief Chris says it looks like our options are to divide our forces, send a tribe up to Byway of Grove, and a tribe over to Fort Scott, and hold the center at Emporia with the rest of our forces that we're going to field. Evacuate Byway of Groves and Fort Scott to Emporia and hold Emporia. Evacuate the entire area further back into McPherson, and we hold the war at Emporia. A lot of these situations aren't necessarily looking grim, but NT is right. We have a duty to protect these people. Morgan speaks up again and asks, well, why don't we arm them and have them help us? As to which the High Chieftain rolls his eyes. Is anyone going to say something?
Well, if arming them is a good idea, but
I'm gonna kind of chuckle
if-
at the eyeball.
if we're gonna start protecting one of these towns and make our fall back, I'm gonna need to get working on some explosives for defensive measures. So if I could just request some materials, and We'll get to work.
Well, we can put a minefield outside of by way of Groves and Fort Scott. Buy us some time, create a bottleneck. That's something that Chief Chris says.
Well, that man, Chief, you're thinking just like I was thinking. Minefields is the way to go.
Do you have any ideas, Marty? And NT and Rodney, can you guys mute yourselves, please? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you have anything to say, Marty?
We can set up pitfalls and sniper traps around where we think that they're going to invade. But we need to get there with time to spare. The preparations for holding Emporia are going to take forever, and especially if we're going to have refugees on the inside, we need to have food enough for a long, long time. There's not going to be any, oh, we forgot this, oh, we forgot that. This plan needs to be as sound as it can. Because once this kicks off, there's no going back.
And it's at that point that the dwarvish chieftain looks at the High Chieftain. Ultimately, it's your decision, Chieftain. We can commiserate all day about this. What are we doing? And then it's at that point all the chieftains look to their High Chieftain. Are you guys looking at him? Have a little bit of inspiration moment?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Staring right at him.
Yeah.
Kind of the whole Lord of the Rings. The beacons are lit. Condor calls for aid. The High Chieftain, he puts his hands down on the table and he looks at the map for a few seconds. We're going to go with Chris's first plan. Evacuate by way of Groves and Fort Scott to Emporia. We're going to send a couple of tribes out to meet them, to hold those areas, have Emporia be our fallback point. We need to make it as hard as we can on these guys. We don't even know if they're moving yet, so we need to be swift. Before first light, we're going to have 2 tribes surface side and outfitting the other 2 tribes to hold Emporia, and we'll send them out the next day. Which begs the question, who's going for what? Now, we're going to have this little vote outside of character. Where do you guys want to go? By way of Groves or Fort Scott?
By way of Groves.
Okay, we have one by way of Groves. Marty? If you're speaking, we can't hear you.
I would say, I think by way of Groves probably be the best bet.
I think Groves is going to be a good idea. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. NT, I'm assuming you're voting with the rest of the party? We can't hear you if you're speaking.
Yeah, that's because you told me to mute myself earlier. Yeah, by way of Groves it is then.
It's at that point that Chief Chris says, my tribe will take by way of Groves. And he looks to the other chieftains. And the dwarf, who was definitely not with this plan, volunteers to go to Fort Scott. And it's at that point that the High Chief looks at both of them, nods his approval. I guess you better get your tribes ready. We will be addressing the rest of the tribe later on tonight. Let them know that we're at war. And that is where we're going to leave tonight. So, thank you guys for watching. If you watch up to this point, we appreciate it. Please drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all those good things. Hit the little bell. Do the good things good for the algorithm. But if you're going to stick with us for the rest of our little after session review, you know it is after session review time, so it's time to roll the dice of destiny to see who's going to take us through it first. And that is Mykel. Quiet session for you, Mykel.
Yeah, I was just kind of happy to be alive at that point, man. Honestly, Ted was
I'm
just
back.
kind of uh embracing the fact that he still had Kylie. He didn't
Mhm.
lose her. But he was really just kind of enthralled in that. Um, as far as all the other stuff goes, he still has some in his mind. He's still taking some time to relish in that fact before he starts getting back into the whole war and politics and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, even though it doesn't necessarily give you a lot of spotlight, I think that is a very apt thing and very Ket-like to do. Brandon, can you mute yourself, please? But I feel like that is a
Sorry.
very Ket thing to do. It makes absolute sense. I just wish I could have given you a little bit more time, but I think that I think the point was kind of made,
Yeah,
and also the brothers arguing and hitting each other in the nuts was too funny to pass up. So that's pretty much what's going on through Ket's mind. What did you think of the session?
I think it was good. Pretty good aftermath session. A little after battle intermission, if you will.
What do you think of the plan?
I mean, just like with anything else, it's really risky, but it's a risk that we're gonna have to take if we even stand a chance at trying to beat these guys. So um, as dumb or as unintelligent as the plan may or may not be, I feel like it's really all we've got to go on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Yeah, the worst thing you can actually do is just sit around and do nothing. At least you guys are taking initiative and doing something, and you're glad that the crows are doing that.
Yeah, as long as we've spent trying to convince them that something needs to be done, yeah, I'd say we're all ecstatic now, just enveloped in the fact that holy crap, they're actually listening to us now and they're doing what we want them to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that was an awesome after session review. We're gonna move on to Josh, Joshy boy.
I loved it because it was a nice little another role play session that was amusing. Rodney's gaining knowledge. Hopefully, the librarian has some good stuff for him.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Overall, I was happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good session. I'm excited to see what's going on now that we know where we're going. Excited for the chaos to ensue.
Yes. Oh, you played this game long enough that there's definitely going to be some chaos coming. So what's going on through Rodney's mind after this meeting?
That the Chiefs are kind of don't really know what they want to do.
Well, I was also trying to make it to where the lower chieftains they all have a plan on how they would go about it, and it's just them arguing what's the best course of action. Kind of like really like the top ranking military leader talking to all of his subordinates type thing.
Right.
Everyone's going to have their own 2 cents that they want to put in. But what is going is just Rodney thinking, these chiefs don't know what the fuck they're doing, or
Oh no! Not only that, Rodney's excited. He's excited to hear that Chief Chris has a thought to use minefields, which proves to Rodney that the crows have a little more explosives than they lead on to. And now he's excited to see what kind of tactical stuff we can get around to doing.
Okay. What do you think of the plan?
I actually like the plan. I think the plan of us going to the first location, falling back to each one isn't terrible. The minefields will help. I think as long as if we do have to fall back, to keep pushing minefields.
Okay.
So I think that'll be useful.
All right, now we're going to come to Brandon, and not the bad guy. You're probably
Sorry.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
I was. I said, but okay.
So what's your active session review?
Ask your questions, funny man.
What did you think of the session?
I liked it. I've been bitching for a while about roleplay sessions, and you've brought a couple of them here in the past week or two. I did enjoy this one.
Awesome. Yeah, this one had a lot less roleplay hesitancy.
Preparation.
Well, yeah, less preparation, but it also had a lot less roleplay hesitancy. You guys, yeah, fuck off. We're allowed to be disorganized sometimes. Anyway, but no, compared to last session, though, you guys weren't as hesitant, and the roleplay just seemed to kind of roll through, kind of like with yours and Baker's character. That was fucking amazing, and you had me die.
Was that one? I think that's the magic of the silos. The silos are like the big cities where it's literally just, oh yeah, I want to role play this. But I mean, like out in the fucking land trucks and shit, it's a little bit more Mad Max kind of a thing. So I think part of that really did have to do with the actual scenery of it. Say again?
A change in actual setting.
Yeah. Okay. Like being in a different environment as far as like urban, suburban, nomadic trucker shit. So
okay. Yeah, so with that, what is going on in Inti's mind after discussing what the plan was?
Inti's honestly still only about half focused on what's actually going on right now. Most of what he's thinking about is he wants to kill Brandon. He wants to hurt him in every way he can, and then he wants to find a few extra ways just to add insult to injury.
It's
like, ooh, you love your fingernails. Let me tear them off and then slice them up in front of you into the ugliest ribbons I can. It might not actually hurt you, but let me try to hurt you emotionally.
Inti is taking all this a bit personal, is what you're saying?
Inti is taking it beyond personally. Inti is taking this as a invitational insult.
Okay.
Like someone sends you an invitation to some great party, and the entire party is just to say, fuck you. And then he wants to therefore reciprocate in a greater and more affronting manner.
So I've asked you what you thought of the session. I asked you what what's Inti going through. What do you think about the plan?
As far as the plan, that's honest. That kind of follows in with the best that I could think of for a plan of, okay, let's send part of the folks this way, part of the folks that way, have a couple of guys still defending the main barrier or the main target. I mean, but and then just have that be the retreat point. So even if you lose one or two of the spots, you're still keeping troops at the actual main choke point that you're like where you're planning the main battle. I really like that. I didn't really have anything to add or comment to that. So Inti was entirely supportive of it.
I also want to give you a cookie in the form of an inspiration die. because that whole looking one of the chieftains in the eye and telling him, "Look, you abandoning these people is not what you fucking signed up for. Do your fucking job," is amazing. I really like that.
Or you know what's going on, so like that's been a mood this week. So I was
Yeah.
really glad that came into effect.
So you get a cookie for that.
I've added an inspiration. I appreciate it.
Another thing too is what possessed Inti to do that, to confront his superiors in such a way? Because thus far, Inti has been more or less acting like a soldier. He's given his orders, he goes and does them without question. This is a form of questioning a superior. Why is Inti doing that?
Because that's what the entire Inti being a soldier means he is in defense of something.
Mm-hmm.
The entirety of what he is defending, that is part of the basics of the norms and mores of that. You give us tribute, we protect you. Therefore, he, as far as Inti's thinking, you can't defend that culture, those norms, those mores, all of that of the crows without defending the people that pay them tribute. That's like a bread and butter, very basic, like zero, like or like just coding that has to happen for that to happen. Kind of like it's just base instinct of you say this, you do this, they pay you. You tell them if they pay you, you protect them. They paid us. We fucking protect them, asshole. Why is this a question? Kind of a thing.
I like that. I'm seeing a little bit of Inti drawing a line with his subordinates and holding them to the same standard that he is held to, and I really like that. I really do.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna sit there. Inti ain't questioning shit, motherfucker. You just gonna do what you say. Thug life, that kind of crap.
So yes, I really like that, and make sure that you notated that cookie. Anyway, we're gonna come
I
over
did. Thank you.
to Baker. A lot to unpack this session with you, Baker.
It is me.
So first off, what you think of the session?
It was a good session. I like this one. Sadly, I thought somebody was in my house, which is why I had to dip out for a second. Jokes on them. There's nobody in my house. It was good. I don't have a complaint. For an off the cuff session, I think it was good. However, Warren, next time we're gonna have an off the cuff session, I have a plan, and it's just gonna be the stock standard plan for off the cuff sessions.
What did you think of the dream sequence?
With the way I'm trying to take my character, it was truly going to be I'm not phased by this because I've seen worse kind of thing. It was good, and I know you were trying to lead me to be like, man, this is like really emotional time for me, and it's like, no, didn't phase Marty Robbins. It was good because it was one of those things where I could have taken it as prophecy, quote unquote, or I could have taken it as just as a dream.
I noticed you started asking that of Inti, but then it kind of devolved back into
nut taps. Yes,
nut checks. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a possible conversation that you can have with Inti one-on-one later on.
Maybe.
I'll
just yell at Zadkiel.
Fuck off, you spooky bitch. Anyway.
That's not funny!
What is going on through Marty's mind right now? After seeing a vision and discussing this plan with the rest of the chieftains, what is going on in Marty's mind?
He, being the tactical whiz that he is, he is trying really hard to not. Because the chieftains are trying to think of, like, hey, we need to stop the buck now. And Marty's like, we need to stop the buck when we can actually stop the bug.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not gonna be a, if we lose this fight, that's the end of it. There's no second option here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Which sadly is where I have to leave out because I have some things I got to do like right now.
One more question.
Go for it.
What do you personally think about the plan? Actually, two more questions. What do you personally think about the plan, and do you like in the direction that the story is going?
I love the direction the story is going. It could not get any better. Well, it could, because we could be doing a lot of different things, but I think where we want the story to go,
Mhm.
there's no better route for it.
Okay.
And that's why I built this world, is that anybody else could take this world and do something completely different with it.
Okay.
Which I'm super happy with. Super happy with where this world is going. I like the battle plan. I'm probably going to spend the next week. Actually, you know what? I might not be here next week.
Oof.
I have a National Guard weekend.
Ooh, nasty girl stuff. We'll
Yeah,
discuss
be
it
a
in the
nasty
future.
girl.
So we'll come up to my little after session review.
All right, I gotta go.
Later, man. Absolutely amazing. I loved it. Definitely better than last session, in my opinion. I like the dynamic between Brandon and Baker with their characters, and I'm absolutely digging it. I'm liking that you guys are now, you've been on the edge of your seat, being like, hey, look, there's a problem here about these guys. Can we be listened to? Can we be heeded? And I believe it was Mike that said it. Finally these guys are listening to us. Finally they're seeing what we're seeing and acting upon it. I know it kind of seems like I shot down the whole dwarf thing, but that is still possibly an option for the future. I am not completely shutting it down. It's just I'm letting you guys know ahead of time what that's going to involve, and requesting the help from the dwarves. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm glad that you guys are liking everything. I'm glad that you guys were a lot more awake for the roleplay this time. Like,
Glad that one of us was awake. Period.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're racist against short people also. I mean, yeah, just do the dwarves like that. Just rude. Completely ignore them. Can't stand them.
Hey,
Shoot
look,
them down before anyone says
the
anything.
Warhammer
Freaking racist.
the Warhammer
Can't
Fantasy
stand you.
dwarves
All
are
lives
fucking
matter.
amazing.
Yes, they are.
What?
The Warhammer Fantasy dwarves are fucking amazing.
I know. I've actually been playing them in the background for like half of this episode, if we're being honest.
I mentioned dwarf and Brandon's like, ooh, Warhammer.
Pretty fucking much, yeah.
So
I couldn't resist. It was just like a background, just yes. Yes, Queen, yes.
So with that, does anyone else have any like final things to say before we peace out ya?
Nah, it's good session.
Glarbadarb.
Well spoken. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, no, it was great. Awesome.
Can you not breathe
Can't
into
wait
the
till
mic?
next week.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to.
Say that again, Mike.
I just said, yeah, it was great. Can't wait till next week already.
Awesome sauce. Well, with that, if you stuck with us around this long, we really appreciate it. We really do. But yeah, again, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. Do the algorithm thing. And yeah, I'm thinking that's it for us. And we'll see you guys next time on Broken Earth.